Trump is going to be the next president, and he's going to make America great again, and he's going to completely change everything that Obama has done, and it's all going to start by completely repealing Obamacare. Oh, wait. Repealing Obamacare has been something that Donald Trump has talked about a lot. He's called it a catastrophe, he said that he wants to repeal and replace it, and he's really used it as a high point to pander to other Republicans.
Look, Obamacare is dead. It's going to be repealed. It's going to be replaced.
We will be able to immediately repeal and replace Obamacare.
But wait, in his first interview since he was named the president-elect, all of a sudden Donald Trump has changed his tune on Obamacare. Now instead of completely repealing it, he wants to keep at least 2 of the provisions. Now these 2 provisions essentially revolve around making sure that patients with pre-existing conditions are able to still get health care, and making sure that parents who provide health care for their children are able to keep doing so for an extended amount of time. Now the question of what Trump will do when he's actually in office, that's a great one. He has voiced support in the past for socialized universal health care, and now he's voicing support for leaving the healthcare system up to the states to decide. But the point here is that Trump campaigned on completely repealing and replacing Obamacare, and now we're hearing that he's not even going to do that? Now the truth is that this is probably just the beginning in the long line of flip-flops and compromises we will see from our next president. But it's also a reminder that his actions now aren't unprecedented.
It's really true that the Patriot Act was the worst. Most of the problems that we have had in civil liberties were not done through the Patriot Act. They were done through executive order by George W. Bush.
If you look back at the 2008 election, there was Barack Obama who campaigned on hope and change and dismantling all of the terrible things that the Bush presidency did. Instead, we were stuck with more mass surveillance, more endless war, and President Obama even prosecuted 10 times the whistleblowers of all other presidents combined. Now the interesting thing about Trump's flip-flop on Obamacare is that it really serves as a wake-up call, both for his supporters and for all of the people who hate him and are protesting across the country right now. They've turned him into this supervillain by magnifying a lot of the things that he has said in past speeches, and by doing so they're really giving him more credit than he actually deserves. For his supporters, this serves as a reminder that Trump isn't going to be the radical president who changes everything in the same way that they thought he was. No, he's probably going to fall in line on a lot of issues with both George W. Bush and Barack Obama. Now there are some silver linings when it comes to Trump and his rhetoric towards Russia and Syria and the conflict in the Middle East, specifically because it differs from President Obama and Hillary Clinton. But the fact still stands that whether you support Trump and think that he's going to be the greatest president ever, or whether you don't support him and think that he's going to lead to the end of the world, well, expecting him to be this radical president who comes in and changes everything simply isn't realistic.